Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another single song reaction. Chris, who's now on this side of me, which really throws me off. Chris has been wanting me to listen to and watch Heilung before. So, Chris, you can tell me a little bit about this in a second. I do know that this is a band where they do lots of like type crap, and then they sing with, they do that kind of like type thing, which I'm sure just nailed right there. Then they walk around and they do this kind of like type thing, and there's probably lots of percussive stuff, and I don't even really know how they could make albums and stuff, so I don't really know. I think the only time I've seen them perform is when they performed for the thing I'm aware of them is when they performed live that song from that video game.
Probably Game Awards.
At the Game Awards, yeah. So that's the thing that I'm aware of from this band that I know.
Which is a pretty uninteresting song. Of all of their music, for them to play live at that show, it was a bit of a waste of time. But
okay, well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because it's for a soundtrack to a video game, so there probably was maybe less of their interesting stuff in it. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't. Do you want to set this up at all, or?
Yeah, they're an experimental folk music band, and they're made up of members from Denmark, Norway, Germany. The music is based on texts and runic inscriptions from Germanic people of the Iron and Viking Age. Heiling describes their music as amplified history from early medieval Northern Europe. It's usually about Germanic deities, the Jotnar and Valkyries.
Well, we know all about that. Them Valkyries really suck to take down in God of War 2018. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Which is why they were brought in to do the soundtrack for Hellblade 2, because it is all during that period of time. And the song that we're going to listen to now is the one that they used in the trailer, the announcement trailer for Hellblade 2, which blew my brain out of my head.
Okay.
And I've watched the trailer like 1,000 times.
Awesome.
Hellblade 2 finally came out earlier this year and was quite the disappointment. But,
yeah.
I mean, it depends. Like, Hellblade was a very small, like, came kind of out of nowhere, like a decent-sized indie team that made it's a really short game.
Ninja Theory.
Audio work, Ninja Theory. The audio work on it is incredible because it's all like, it's not all with binaural recordings, but like a huge chunk of it is, especially like the psychosis element of the main character, and it is a ride. It is the ride of rides.
I've always wanted to play it, and I know that it did come out on PlayStation.
It did, yes.
4?
PS4.
Yeah, so I don't know. There's no excuse. I have no excuse.
And you can play it on PS4, plug the headphones into the controller, and get the experience of a lifetime. It is such a ride. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
And so, but then after that came out, Ninja Theory got bought up by Microsoft, and so it was like, oh boy, now they've got money, now they've got a huge team. Hellblade 2 is going to be out of control. And it took forever and ever and ever and ever for Hellblade 2 to finally come out. And then it did. And it really was a lot more of just the same. It was another short game that was extremely limited in a lot of ways. I honestly didn't play a ton of it, but because I thought, well, now it's really going to open up. We're going to get this huge game where you get to, all this cool stuff's going to happen. You can't even hear me. Well, this cool stuff's going to happen. And, might be more open, might be more action-y. And then it's still very, very linear, like almost a walking simulator story kind of thing. It's gorgeous. It is unbelievably the best-looking game by far that currently exists. And the audio is cool. I haven't listened to the soundtrack because I wanted to play more of it. But it was a little bit of a bummer for it to be what it was. I thought it was going to be a much bigger deal. Anyway, all that to say, that is, I believe, was actually my discovery of Heilung, was then they were attached to the trailer for this, which came out like 5 years ago.
Yeah, which I remember seeing and being like blowing my mind as well. Yeah, I never played the game. I do remember at the time. I know this isn't about Senua's Sacrifice or Senua's Saga or any of that stuff, but I do remember one of the reasons that it took them so long to make the second one was they were working on their facial capture stuff. Like that's what they've basically given a lot to the video game industry in terms of facial capture and stuff.
Yes.
And they also developed this technology, and they started this like partnership thing for like using the technology for like educational purposes and stuff, for like 3D modeling and stuff in like when headsets and 3D stuff was supposed to, or not 3D, VR, when VR was supposed to be a big thing. Like, so they were working on like stuff that had nothing to do with the game, but that did tangentially help the technology of the game. But
I see.
For anyone,
I actually didn't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to say, I don't actually have a lot of info on my end about what made the game take so long. I figured it had to be like, the facial capture stuff, the fact that it was going to look so good, and that they were effectively like doing like giant LiDAR scans of entire landscapes to recreate the area in which the game takes place in, as it would have been in the year 12 or whatever. So
the year 12.
Yeah.
No, I have to say real quick.
Very impressive.
Yeah, one thing was really shocking to me when you mentioned about the band, that it's like, I guess I just was thinking that this was more of like an Asian thing, or like I did not realize that this was, maybe it's stupid of me not realizing this, but I was thinking this was, because you always see the Tibetan monk thing, and that's where the whole like voice thing comes from, and then the like theatrical-ish nature kind of. I was assuming this was more of like an Asian-y, Chinese-y type of ancient like
I see
type of thing. And so the fact that it is like Viking, Scandinavian Viking,
Scandinavian,
really cool to me. That makes this even cooler, because now I'm
Yes.
thinking of all the Viking stuff I know, and like we already mentioned God of War, but I'm also thinking of like, I never saw the show Vikings, but I know enough about it to know that. And then also like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and the other like Viking-ish type things that I've been exposed to. And so that actually makes me excited to see, because I know that they have like bones and stuff, and they work with like antlers and things. So
it's really fascinating. It seems that they adhere to a very strict element of like, realism and reverence, I guess, maybe, for the stuff that they're singing about, and like the style that they're using, all these ancient things. And one of the most fascinating things about them, as far as I'm concerned, is that all of their albums that you find, like all of their actual like released albums, are all just their live shows in audio.
Oh, interesting.
The recording's incredible, and the performances are so flawless every time that it doesn't even make sense that these people are real. And one of the most fascinating things, actually, it's this really weird juxtaposition where this unbelievably talented group of people are doing the most like authentic Germanic chants of the ancient world in a concert venue with microphones. Like, it's just such a weird
Right.
such a weird combination of things. But
now, have you seen them live?
I did. I saw them live in Portland.
That sounds like it'd be a really cool show.
Maybe 2 years ago. It was one of the best shows ever. It was crazy good. And it was, once again, completely flawless in every way. Not a note missed, not a beat off. Like, it was cookie cutter. Just flawless. It's crazy how good they are. It's crazy.
That was one of the questions I was going to have, was like, are their albums actual albums? Like, how would you even do that? Because it seems to me like some of their music is like interpretive, so it's like,
I'm not sure what to do with that.
Like it's like, I don't know. We'll see. I want to listen to it, and then we'll discuss it. But I also want to say, in case anyone's watching, why I put this stupid thing on my head. It's because we were talking in our previous videos. We're recording a series of like 4 videos here real quick, just single songs to react to. And I was talking about hats in all my other videos, that I found some old hats. And I found this one, and I was like, what better video to put this on than Heilung, right? I mean, we're just getting weird about stuff. So I'm like, and I do have these too.
Put them on. Perfect. So stupid.
Hold on. I do have a very Heilung thing here. Right, the Leshen from Witcher 3,
cool.
which
That's
is
cool.
Polish, so that's sort of Eastern European, but it very much looks like a Heilungy type of thing.
I agree.
As far as I understand, again, I don't know very much about this band at all, but I want to point that out. And man, let me tell you, when you fight the Leshen in the game, or as they call it in the books, the Leshy, one of the most terrifying things ever in a video game, ever. Any video game I've ever played, easily.
Wow.
It's like the forest is attacking you.
That's cool.
Very cool.
Anyway.
Yep, are you good to go?
Let us do it. Let's go.
Okay. Heilung. Lifa, that's the album?
Lifa's the album, yep.
Or the live performance, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah, I guess the closest thing you can call it, because that is the name of the album, but it is also the name of the live performance because they are the same, one and the same.
I do. One thing I have to say real quick. I listen to a lot of Scandinavian metal and stuff like that, and a lot of it does have a lot of folky, old timey like Scandinavian like lore and influence. And so I'm very curious if I notice things in this that would be like small sections or background things in some of the metal that I listen to.
I think that you'll find that this is as close to metal as this type of music can get.
Okay. Very, very excited. Very excited. All right. This is In My John live in 3, 2, 1. Okay, I just want to click over here real quick, make sure it's showing. It is playing. Okay. I'm going to make sure. Okay, I'm going to go 1080p. Sorry, it's... Okay.
You're fine.
Yeah. Okay, here's some kind of a horn type deal thing. Creepy lady. It is black and white.
For now.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Pretty sure that's true. Yeah, this is 12 and a half minutes, so...
That's all right. I'm good.
Nobody needs to be in a hurry.
Are any of these people in other bands? Like,
yes,
are they in metal bands and
singer
stuff?
chick is in a couple of different bands, actually. I can't remember her name or what else she does, and I think that might be...
Because this just absolutely, to me, screams like all these guys are metal... That sounded like Spanish. He rolled his R. So how do you think they record this? Is it like a lot of it is like...
I don't know how to record live music, so I don't know how to answer
that. You've got a little dirt on your nose. Just there. Did you know?
These drums live are gargantuan. Like, they just fill the whole place.
It sounds huge. But when you have performances like this, you have to have mics just on the stage catching things. But then the problem is, like, how do you mix this so that there isn't all sorts of comb filtering and phasing issues? Whoa, his mask is awesome.
And I often wonder, like, how in the world do these albums sound this good?
Yeah. One of the metal bands I was talking about earlier is a band I love called the Luvietti, and this is like them all day long with extreme metal over the top of this. Dude, that guy's voice is so cool. Is he like the lead vocalist?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, so the tea kettle's ready. Ooh, that was distortion on that. Oh, they've got electronic stuff there, huh? He's turning a knob. Ooh, that's cool. What a cool way to implement that.
Yeah, man.
Oh, cool. It's in an infinite loop, huh? Oh, that's cool. Like, do you think they try to perform this the exact same way every night?
I would say probably, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So in that way, it's very classical, I suppose. Mm-hmm. Dude, their mic stands are badass, too. They're just, like, antlers and stuff. Oh, no, ad! So hold on, I got an ad. I knew this was going to happen, Chris. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm at 334. I'm so sorry. Hopefully it doesn't happen a ton more.
What a cool sound to be able to make.
Yes, with your voice, yes. Dude, how many vocals are there in that? Holy cow.
At least 3.
I mean, it sounds big.
Yeah.
I look like John Lennon, by the way. With the double-sided tom drum, or a bass drum.
I think it might just be the 3 of them.
I think you're right. The woman's in the middle, and the 2 guys are panned left and right.
It's like so ridiculous to see a microphone clip screwed into the top of an antler.
Nope. Okay, I see 4 people there doing vocals. Yep.
Okay.
But maybe they're adding, because they're adding harmony stuff on top each time. Dude, this is so badass.
Yeah, man.
I mean, everything about this is just like soul-crushingly cool. Their makeup is awesome. Imagine how long it takes them to get looking like this.
And then they get up and go to work, like.
Yeah, imagine them in the airport, sitting on the airplane, carrying their instruments through the airport. They all look like metal dudes. I mean, guarantee they're all in metal bands at one point in their career.
It's so transfixing when you're in this theater live with this. Like, it totally just takes over. It's so cool.
I can't imagine what it would sound like in the theater.
It's this, but huger. Like, the big drums just...
But you wouldn't get as much of a stereo perspective, though, you know?
Right. It's true.
I don't know. Combination of John Legend, and Hagrid playing that tom drum or that kick, the bass drum.
Yeah, there's four good vocals. Totally right. Forgot about this guy. Old jaw face.
And his face thing must be made out of like leather, like some kind of black leather thing. It's almost like unsettling, that dude's mask, which I'm sure is the purpose of it. What do you think they're each getting sent to them in their in-ear monitors?
I would assume just themselves, because there's barely any like tonal music happening.
Yeah, really. And then maybe a click track or something.
Yeah, maybe. That's good. Yeah, maybe.
That was 7 minutes. That's shocking. That felt like 3 minutes.
It did.
He's farther back from the microphone. They've got lots of reverb and stuff on it. Did he go to a different microphone for that? Ooh, they got a fluty thing. Imagine if her nose started to tickle from those things. What are you gonna do? You can't.
These people are not. They don't live in the same world that we do.
Right, they don't have nose tickles.
That's right.
Dude, look at that. What? That is cool. It's got a lot of strings on it because they got tuners there. And you know, for us too, this is very Native American-y. I mean, very much so, which is very interesting. You think about cultures, you know, before electricity. What would you make music out of? Anything you had on hand, you know? They used every single part of the animal. It's just cool.
She's so, like, this is never not perfect.
Yeah. Okay, Bjork. But the thing is, like you said, since everything's so sort of like atonal, like you wouldn't know if she hit a wrong note because there's no wrong note to hit.
I think you would.
I mean, yeah. But if it was wrong and she just stuck with it, like it would just seem dissonant and creepy, which it all is anyway.
I see what your point is, but I still.
But I agree with you. Yes, like.
Yeah.
Yes, like I'm not saying she's singing incorrectly ever or anything. I don't think we're hearing what that guy is. That maybe a little bit. I hear a little bit of a scratching.
If anything, it's the only tonal thing happening.
Do you think that big drum sound we're hearing is coming from the guy in the? I was gonna say, do you think that's electronic? It's just something that's being. I don't think it is electronic. You can hear the humanness in it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. $6.6 million views on this. This is from 2017.
Yeah, that's that guy with the big drum there. It's in the back corner.
Yeah.
Stage right. Somebody just hit like a triangle. Just the tiniest thing. Yeah. Little bells.
Yep.
They're all in the mix. It's all here. It's crazy.
Wow. Shocking. Is that someone in the crowd?
I think so.
Shoot that person. They've got enough instruments on stage, or weapons on stage.
Yeah.
Here, take this instrument. Oh. I knew they were going to do this.
What?
Thus we enter into spring. You know, as the winter moon fades, the springtime, some BS like that.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not complaining. You have to have some sort of narrative going through all this. That was so cool. Holy cow, that was neat.
Liberal Tony Vargas.
Like,
no,
it feels
liberal.
Like it should...
Hold on, liberal Tony Vargas, shut up. Okay.
And so it's like it seems like it should be the most boring thing in the world, but it's so not. It
Here, I'll
absolutely
dress like
so
them.
is not. Great.
Hold on, I can't do it not seeing you. It's too weird. I mean, that was incredible in every way imaginable. I mean, we said so much there. That okay. Like you said, the recording is flawless, pretty much. I don't know how much trickery was done on the back end to make it sound so good. I would probably guess not that much. I'm not very familiar with how things like this work, but like everything we were hearing, with the exception of some of those loops that we were hearing from that electronic thing, everything we were hearing was acoustic, right? Now, the thing is, when you have a bunch of things on stage all banging and stuff, like you probably have a lot of dynamic sounding things. So I almost wonder if like certain people, when they're playing certain things, or they just know, like, stay away from the microphones while you're doing this thing.
Yeah.
Like, it looks cool to have you up there doing this, but we're really only getting a little bit of that sound into the overall recording. The big like bangy sound that is recorded, I assume, with like some kind of the same kind of way you would mic a kick drum, probably underneath and on top of the head, and just like that is the core of what's happening. And I really feel for that guy because he's got a very boring job. Now I don't know if every song is that same thing, similar tempo, but like, man, just doing this for 12 minutes, I'm already tired. Like that poor guy. To me, when I watch that, I think two things. First of all, incredible performance. Second of all, what a logistical nightmare to do that. Setting it up, figuring out how it works, running the sound, making sure everything is working all right. Like, I can't even imagine like that, you know. A lot of the times when you perform live, you can like fake stuff and you can do trickery to like make certain things. And like with this kind of thing, you really can't. It is what it is. And it's very interesting. I mean, I will say for me personally, like as a taste thing, I don't know if I would like listen to that in any context other than watching the video because it's just like, and I don't even know if I would want to like sit and watch like a whole live DVD of it. Maybe, like you said, you would get engrossed in it and you just kind of watch it almost like a movie with like just vibe with it.
I've got the Blu-ray of this particular show, and it's fun to just fill the room with every once in a while.
How's the surround sound mix on that?
It's really good.
Is it mostly just like crowd ambient stuff in the?
No, not really. Like it has. Like you get the big drums. Like when I saw them live, there was just like he'd hit and then you'd like feel this wave and you could just sort of really recognize the way that note or whatever you want to call it would just come out at you from the stage. And the surround mix does a great job of keeping the sort of accuracy of that in the surrounds, where like you'll see it and it'll just kind of, it exists all around you all the time. The crowd is, I mean, I think the crowd's probably back there too, but I don't really care. And it certainly isn't the most pertinent thing in the surround mix.
No, I just was wondering like because when you mix a live show, you shouldn't you shouldn't have instruments coming from behind you, right? Because it's supposed to be from the audience perspective. But
and the
something like
instrumentation
this,
doesn't.
Yeah,
it's what you would get from the room if you were in the room.
Right. It's the feeling, the reverbs, and the feeling of everything. Because I also think I was also wondering too, like it did look like the guy with that big drum, like it was a drum that was sideways and he was banging like this, so like a table set out in front of him. And so I wonder if he has to detune or tune the drums for different pitches when they perform different songs. I would be very curious about that.
How in the world do you tune?
Oh, that's
like
but
deerskin drum.
Orchestras do that stuff all the time. You have
I know, but like you've got your modern tuning on drums, which makes sense, but like something made out of like rope and old raccoon pelts, like how do you tune that?
Well, I'm sure it's just got modern stuff in it, I assume, because you can use a foot pedal to like you use a foot thing to like tighten and loosen the skin on it, which that's how you'd use it do timpani drums. And so I would assume that would be similar, but maybe they don't. Maybe everything they do is just within that key, and it's just a way of keeping the show interesting throughout. But I would think you would have to change the tonal center of that if you wanted to keep it like. But I don't know if I just have to see more. Like, it's very interesting, but like that was so cool. And the part at the beginning when they were just with the vocal part, that I recognized from the trailer, like from the right. And then when they were doing that doo-da, doo-ba-da, doo-ba, dee-da, doo-ba, that was part of the trailer, right? They were showing the faces of Senua in the trailer, like doing that part. Yeah, and I remember.
And
that
I don't know what
really
they
cool.
did to the song for the trailer, but they really like intensed it way up. Like they just added, I don't know, electronic elements or something, because it hits hard. In that trailer.
Do you think that they recorded a studio version of it?
That's a good question.
They would have had to, I would assume.
Yeah, that's a good question. You might be right. That might be the difference.
Maybe you'll have to see online if there's like studio versions of some of this stuff for the game. Maybe did they do the whole soundtrack to the game?
I think so. I'd have to look, but I'm pretty sure that they.
That's pretty badass.
It is.
That's pretty awesome.
Totally agree.
So
I know. And I haven't looked to see how many songs are on the soundtrack or anything. I was actually thinking about this the other day, somewhat recently. Like, I can't believe I haven't looked up the Hellblade 2 soundtrack to see all these Heilung songs that might even be bespoke for the game.
Right.
But
yeah. I would wonder.
Was kind of. Yeah, the game. I don't know. I was kind of disappointed in the game a little bit, and then there was other associations with it at the time where I was like, I don't want to really be just.
Sure.
I'd never even thought about it.
Hey, but sometimes it just takes a little spark of something like this to bring your energy back. Like now, I might. We just did a Soilwork video and a Lights video, and I may have to go listen to Soilwork's other 11 albums before we got this. Okay, so let's call this video good, unless you have anything else you want to add to it. But I think that was really cool. I think in this case, what we were saying, people get really pissed at us when we react to live stuff. But I feel like something like this, the point of it is reacting to what we're seeing and what we're hearing live. And you can say things like, oh, look at those microphone stands. Like that's how we're doing our reactions. So I think in this case with something like this, it does. Like if you wouldn't want to skip that, I understand if we're listening to an album and you skip to the end to hear our overall thoughts, I could understand someone doing that. But like the reaction to the video and to the audio that we're hearing and our reaction to our speculation as to how things are done and all that, you really do need to see that part of it, the video. So hopefully people understand that. But like, man, I got a couple nasty comments today on some of our live stuff, and I recently posted a Metallica video that I didn't tell you guys about that I did myself, reacting to a channel called The Art of Guitar, which I don't know if you may have stumbled across before, but I've been watching some of his videos over the last few years because he just like teaches guitar and stuff and goes over different things, and I find some of his stuff very interesting. But I reacted to a video of him doing his little sort of like vlog thing of him going to Metallica shows for 2 days in a row, right? When they were in Minneapolis. And he took cameras in there. He showed everything that was going on. He talked about the sound quality in, and all this. He had tickets in the pit circle thing. And
nice.
I thought it was really entertaining and fun watching the video, but we've gotten several comments that are like, what's the point of this video? Like, why are you doing this? And so I would respond and they'd be like, well, that's a stupid reason, whatever. I'm like, whatever. But it was
make your own video then.
Yeah, it was the very first thing I ever recorded with OBS, and I wanted to test it out, and I thought I would do that. And also, we need to get more Metallica content out, and I've got lots of ideas for things, but it's hard because, whatever. This is not about Metallica, but this is about Heilung, a band that's way better than Metallica, and better than Metallica ever thought about being. Way more metal than Metallica, for sure. All right, everybody, thank you very much for watching. If you like this kind of stuff and would like us to do more, and this video gets some good views, I would love to watch more of this stuff, and we could try to break down how some of this stuff might work. I'm sure that they have behind-the-scenes videos of how some of this stuff is done, but we try to go into this stuff not knowing as much as possible, or I do. So let us know in the comments if they have like videos talking about this stuff, how they record it, how they do this stuff. Let us
they
know
do, I haven't
things
seen
that we
it.
got wrong. Yeah, just let us know, and see, because I'm always surprised when people find stuff and send it to us in the comments, or to say, hey, go look here because you'll find something
Yeah.
interesting, or in some random obscure interview they did in Japan in 2020, like they talk about the whole thing here, and you can read the whole breakdown of their like whatever. So like we
Yeah.
get stuff like that all the time, and that's really great. So let us know if you want to do more stuff like this, if you want us to do more stuff like this, and if we should. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and we will see you all next time.